friends. Happy Monday. I'm on time this week. Yay. This past week, I read a grand total of 9 comics. 8 of them were manga, both in English and Japanese. One was a manhwa in English because I don't read Korean. Maybe one day, but not today. And I wanted to talk about what I felt about them. I'm going to do my best to do a general recap of the overall series and then give my thoughts on whatever particular volume that I read, like always. And I'm going to do my absolute best to not spoil anything. And let's get right into it. I'm going to try to not yap for too long because I do like to talk. Starting off with volume 18 of Colette Decides to Die. This is my favorite series, so I'm always going to really enjoy whatever volume I read. This was no exception. Volume 18 was a very, very fun series. In case you don't know, Colette Decides to Die is the English name of this one. It has an English release by Viz. It will have a total of 10 or 11 because it's being published in Omni format. I'm not sure. There's 21 single volumes in Japanese. I don't know. Maybe they'll do the last one as a 3-in-1. I don't know. But this is a romance fantasy series following the relationship between Colette, who we can see here. She's an apothecary, so she's kind of like a doctor. She travels and heals people. And the Lord of the Underworld, Lord Hades. One day, by chance, he gets sick. She enters his domain. It's kind of crazy, but she enters his domain, discovers he's sick, heals him, and then from there, they develop a relationship. This is a very slow burn series. It's a very good one. It's beloved. I love it. Everybody should love it. If you read it, you'll love it, basically. And it's really sweet. Typically, the story follows the format of following Colette on Earth as she does various things. She likes to travel. She meets various people on her travels. And then we see their stories. Those are typically very touching, sometimes sad, usually interesting. We'll follow Hades in the underworld as he judges people and interacts with the attendants in the underworld. Those stories are typically more funny because the attendants are skeletons who are ridiculously obsessed with him, and it's just funny. And then we'll follow Hades and Colette when they come together. More often than not, they are separate, which is why it's such a slow burn series. But it's because of that when they do get together, it's sweeter because they have limited time together, and it's nice. In volume 18, I don't want to give too many spoilers, but volume 18 was very nice. Colette and Hades did spend the majority of the volume together, I would say. And I liked that. I like those volumes the most. I like the ones where their relationship progresses. So this was a very, very nice series. It's touching. There's a lot of fluff. It's just nice. I can't say what happens in this volume without spoiling the whole story. So I'm not going to say that. Besides, it was sweet. It was very nice because I'm almost at the end. If I say anything about what happens in it, it's going to spoil the whole thing. My next read was volume 3 of Kogasu hodo no Ayoshire. This one is done at 3 volumes. I did like it, but I'm a little bit disappointed that it finished at just 3 volumes. This one does not have an English yet, but hopefully eventually it will because it's only 3 volumes. I feel like that's not that much. This is a kind of toxic romance triangle series following our female lead here, Miyu, and her 2 older brotherly figures who just so happen to be real brothers. Basically, what happens is in volume 1, Miyu's father leaves her family. They're all very young, so she's like a child crying because her dad just left. Her 2 neighbors, who are brothers, both tell Miyu, don't even worry, you'll never be alone because we'll always be with you. We're your family now, don't worry. But family's kind of subjective, you know? So the younger brother of the 2, this guy right here on the cover, decides, I'll never let you be alone because we're going to get married. I'm going to be your husband, thus you'll never be alone, don't even worry. The older brother decides, I'll be your older brother too. I'm already his older brother, I'll just be your older brother too. You'll never be alone because you have a brother. So 2 familial positions, but very, very different. Unfortunately, Miyu falls in love with the I'll be your older brother, not the let's get married brother. Let's get married brother sees a problem with that because he wants to get married. He is quite obsessed with her. The let's be family, I'll be your older brother does not want her romantic feelings. He wants them to be buddy forever. Because if you date, then you break up. It's kind of awkward. You can't really go back to how it was before. Thus, he'd end up leaving her alone. Thus, he would break her promise. He doesn't want that. It's very complicated. In volume 3, we do see Miyu get with one of the brothers. I'm not going to say which one, but she does get with one. All the loose ends are tied up. So, that's nice. But I do feel number 1, I wanted to see them in college. It ends right when she finally is like, yep, let's date. I love you. And that's in high school. I wanted to see them together in college. I was a bit disappointed by that. And I was disappointed by some of the loose ends that were tied up a little bit too perfectly. As in, like, it should have been messier than what it was. Like, there was a lot of buildup, and the buildup should have led to a big dramatic event happening, and it just didn't. And I found that to be a little bit disappointing. This volume really teased that, and it just didn't happen, and I found that disappointing. I am going to say what happened because I kind of want to talk about it. So, spoiler warning for a minute. In volume 1, so younger brother loves Miyu. Miyu loves older brother. Just reminder. So the younger brother is trying to devise a plan of how can I get Miyu to fall in love with me and give up on older brother. He tells Miyu, why don't you go on a date with older brother and then shoot your shot. Tell him you like him. If he turns you down, you can start to get over him. If he accepts your feelings, perfect. And she's like, oh my God, younger brother, you're there for me. Thank you so much. And she runs off and they go on a date together. But he is not there for her. He's there for himself. So, like seconds after she runs to go on the date with the older brother, he gets in contact with one of the older brother's classmates. And he tells her, hey, older brother is going to go on a date with younger girl, our female lead Miyu. I need you to interrupt the date, make Miyu feel like a small child who will never date anybody, and flirt with older brother in front of her. And she's like, oh my God, okay. And so this random girl does indeed do that. She interrupts the date, makes Miyu feel so small. And Miyu, she interrupts at the worst time too. And Miyu gets sad and runs away. And he was following them. So as soon as he sees her run away, he chases after her. He steps in. He's the good guy. Oh my God, younger brother, you were there for me. Thank you. Comforts her. He's so toxic. And then, so that girl that he had used to make Miyu feel so small comes back in this volume. And she's threatening younger brother, saying, if you don't date me, I'm going to tell Miyu what you had me do. And finally, younger brother and Miyu are on good terms in this volume, very good terms. So younger brother does not want anything said to Miyu. But he doesn't want to date this random woman. He wants to date Miyu. And the woman is kind of hanging around all the time. She's always making threats. And I was like, oh, she's going to say something. Oh, it's going to blow up. Something really big is going to happen. And the woman alludes to Miyu 2 times in this volume that, I know him more than you. I know his secrets and you don't. Do you want to know what he had me do? And just nothing comes of it. And Miyu goes to a cafe with younger brother and just point blank asks him, hey, are you hiding anything from me? Did you know that woman from before? What's going on? And instead of owning up to, yeah, I'm so sorry, I did something bad, he just gets up and runs out of the cafe. I was so taken aback. I was like, what just happened? He could have denied it because he's been so sneaky and so conniving the whole time. I'm sure if he denied it or told a white lie and just downplayed it, she would have believed him and it would have been fine. But no, he just booked it out of there. I found that strange. And then the woman is never seen again, and all's happy. It's fine. I just think if the woman was going to be hanging around and threatening him the whole time, she should have come through and told Miyu hey, by the way, he had me do XYZ. Why didn't she? I don't know. I found that strange. So, spoilers over. Overall, I did enjoy it. I was happy that she ended up with who she ended up with. Throughout all 3 volumes, you will think oh, she'll be with younger brother. Oh no, she'll be with older brother. It does do a good job of triangling, but I was happy with who she ended up with. Staying on theme with dramatic, I read volume 1 of Something's Wrong with Us. I will say I hated every single character. Every single character that appears in this, I don't like. But I like the story. This really feels like an early 2000s drama where everything is so over the top dramatic and everybody's terrible, but you got to keep watching because it's interesting. That's what this is. I also will say there is some unnecessary swearing in this one. I don't like that. Don't swear in my manga, okay? I rose above it, okay? I complained about it and then I rose above it. This series follows our female lead, Nao, as a child. That's how we're introduced to her. Her mom is a caretaker for this man on the cover here, again, as he's a child, because he is like the young heir to a wagashi house, or like a traditional Japanese confectionery or sweets maker house. So one day he will be like the head chef who makes all these yummy Japanese candies and sweets and stuff. But, oh no, one day his father is found. He's no longer there. Something very, very bad happened to his father, and he blamed Nao's mother as a child. And like, why would you do that? Did the mom actually do that? Did she not? We don't know. Many, many years pass. Oh, her mom was put to jail, and then she also is no longer with us. It's very sad. So what happened to Nao during that time? But many years pass. Nao is now working as her own wagashi confectioneryist in a different business. She is very, very talented. She's good at both making the snacks or the candies or the sweets, but she's also good at explaining why she does what she does. So like, she'll make a little bird and be like, this bird flies. I'm not good with this. This bird flies across the sky, thus it represents freedom. Just like I hope you will be free in your new life in America. Something like that. She does. That's not a good example, but like she's very good at both making things and explaining exactly all of her reasonings behind why she made things. So she's doing a very good job, but she gets fired one day because somebody online posted that her mom did that bad thing to that random man's father all those years ago, which is dumb because why would you get fired for that? But okay. It's like somebody just posted it like on a forum and her boss saw and was like, up. You're fired now. Can't have people spreading rumors about my employees. Goodbye. He fires her. And it's very sad. And after she's fired, one of her customers who really enjoys her sweets, because again, she's very good at what she does, invites her to enter a competition to make sweets for her wedding. Very exciting. But when she goes into the venue, who does she come face to face with but the man who accused her mom of doing that very bad thing all those years ago? Oh no, he doesn't recognize her, or does her? We don't know. And they work against each other in the same room. And right off the bat, he's so mean to her for no reason. Like even if he did remember her, he's so mean to her for no reason. But whatever. And they make snacks together beside each other separately because it's a competition. And then they present their snacks. And he sees how good she is at what she does, and he proposes to her right on the spot. And then they get married. And then everybody treats her badly. And it's really bad. But bad in a good way. Like, it's so messy. Everybody, I think there were 2 people, and only 2 people who were actually genuinely at least decent to Nao, the female lead. And only 2. Everybody else treated her like garbage. And I don't know why. Because she's so good at what she does. And like everybody acknowledges that she's good at what she does. So why do they treat her so poorly? I don't know. It stressed me out. Like, for example, the man recognized her talents. And he saw she's good at what she does. Like, she's better than me at what she does. She's innovative. She's fresh. I'm going to get married to her. And like, I'll change my family's. Like, I don't know how to, the wagashi house, I don't know how to say that, for the better. We're gonna improve. So he recognizes he needs her talents. So he marries her and then brings her to the kitchen where they make the wagashi. And as she's entering the kitchen, all of the workers who, to me, if she's the new bride of the house, they work for her, right? Because she is married to the soon-to-be heir. I feel like in the hierarchy of things, she's above everybody else, right? But they see her and they're like just as she's walking into the room, there's that, like, it's, oh my goodness. And they like, it's text, but clearly like they're yelling it at her. Why? Do they know her? I think they spotted her at the wedding and just decided that they hated her and are fine with screaming, like, not slurs, but like screaming swear words at her. Why? Is this not a fancy wagashi house? I don't know. And like, then the mom of the male lead will peek out and she's like peak evil character. Like every time she's on the page, she looks like she's terrifying. She looks like a horror movie character almost. Like she's always like scowling and her face is covered in shadows and she'll be like peeking behind a wall, like staring her down. But like nobody else sees her because she's like sneaking in the shadows watching. She's creepy. She's crazy. But it's entertaining. So I'm going to keep reading. It's really fun. I feel like there's a drama for this. At least I feel like there's a drama for this. I'll have to look into that. Okay, getting that out of the way. I'm yapping so much. My next read is my manhwa. This is From a Night to a Lady. It is by far the thickest one I read. This one is full color as well. It's by the new publishing house Crossed Hearts, if you can see. Overall, I did like this one. I did start it on either Tapas or Webtoons. I don't remember which one. I was okay with it, reading it digitally. I like my physicals. I liked it more reading it physically. This series follows both characters on the cover are the same character. What? Oh my goodness. The blonde one is her first life where she's like the commander in an army trying to save her country. And then she's betrayed by one of her closest allies and wakes up in the body of the brunette character's body. And as she wakes up, she doesn't realize that she's a new character. She thinks she is still leading an army to save her country. She has to discover, sadly, that her country lost the war after she was betrayed. And now she's a member of the kingdom that took over her country. And she's trying to figure out like what the heck happened. And then a lot happens. I did like this one. It was very nice. I will say there were two like full pull out cover pages that at first I thought were too uncut. I was like, what's happening? I thought there were uncut pages, but I was able to pull them out and they were beautiful full color pages. So that caught me off guard. It was pretty. I did like it. I like a good revenge story. There are 2 potential male leads. I'd say 3, but it's really 2. And I like that sometimes. Like I feel like it's dramatic enough that it can handle having 2 potential male leads. And I like a good revenge story. So I'm hoping the revenge takes the forefront of the series and then everything else is on the back burner. If it's revenge first, I'm going to really enjoy it. My next read, Volume 2 of You and I Are Polar Opposites. This is a very simple premise. We have a high school couple. She is like a gyaru, or like a very like colorful, loud, bubbly girl. And he is a very shy, kind of awkward boy. They're total opposites, but they work. It's cute. This is a very fun series. It is Shonen Jump. Usually I don't like Shonen Jump romances, but every once in a while I find one I do, and I really like this one. This one does also have an anime. I haven't watched it though. Volume 2 was still cute. I liked everything about it. I have no big comments. I find this to be funny. Usually I do not like I really don't like comedy in my romance usually. And I especially don't like shonen comedy. Like specifically, typically, I really don't like it. But I really did enjoy it in this one. I thought it just worked. I think it's because I don't really like physical comedy at all. But this one, the comedy comes from like characters' personalities. And they're just like cute and bubbly. And it comes off in a funny way. Also, there's not puns, but like some of the speech is just funny. And I'm not doing a good job of explaining that, but it's a funny series and I like it. My next read is actually one I thrifted called King of the Lamp. This is by Go Call Me. I had never heard of them before. This one isn't even sold in Canada. It only has the USA pricing. I don't know what happened to this publishing house because I don't know them and it's not published in Canada. But I liked the first 3 chapters and I disliked the last 2 chapters. And that's because King of the Lamp is, I don't even know what to call it. Is it an anthology? The first 3 chapters all follow the King of the Lamp. He was a king who was trapped in a lamp after like getting into a relationship or like a harem with 1,000 of the kingdom's most beautiful women. And to repent, he has to grant the wishes of 1,000 women. And then when he gets out of his lamp, he'll be able to get back to his harem. is basic. It's a stupid premise, but that's the premise. I liked it because all 3 chapters follow one different woman each time, and the king has to solve their problems. I found that to be charming. I liked following like 3 completely different stories, all tied together by the king of the lamp having to solve their problems. He was always on the back burner. He was just like a plot device to move the story forward. It was never really about him, and I liked that. I will say this is definitely a product of its times. It is definitely old. All 3 of the romance, if you can call it that, stories featuring him are bad. They're questionable. But I found it to be entertaining enough that I was like, you know what? Like, sure. I did not like the last 2 stories because they had nothing to do with the King of the Lamp. They're just 2 random ones. The first one, I'm not gonna lie, I read the first one and was disgusted by it. I'm sorry to say. And then I just skimmed the second one because the first one really disgusted me. And that's because the first one was about a young girl, okay, she's a child, is saved by these 2 handsome, like, detective-looking men. And then they grow up together. And, well, I should say she grows up with them because they're 2 grown adults at this point, okay? And she turns into a teenager, and they still look the same. And it's been like 10 years, I bet. And she's like, wow, my 2 brothers, because she sees them as her brothers, I guess, so handsome. This one's this kind of handsome, this one's that kind of handsome, but they're both so handsome. And she develops feelings for both of them. And every morning they wake her up by kissing her face. And it's so nice because she gets her face kissed by 2 handsome brothers. Like, I don't like that because she clearly sees them as family. I don't like that. I find that weird. And then I'm going to completely spoil it because I don't recommend reading it. A lot happens. Turns out they're vampires, and the only way that they can stay living is by sleeping with and sucking the life force out of random women. Oh no. But something happens, and one of the brothers stops sleeping with random women because he really cherishes his younger sister character. Oh no. And the other brother recommends, why not just sleep with her? And he's like, I'll never sleep with her. And the younger sister overhears that and starts crying and runs away. And then, oh no, he's gonna, something bad's gonna happen to him. I don't even know what. Something bad's gonna happen to him. So they slept together. And no, they're not that kind of family anymore. They're in a relationship now, and it's all okay. And they're happy now. And I found that yucky. I found that very, very yucky. I can't do anything sibling related. And I really can't do anything where, like, even if they're not technically siblings, but they grow up together in that familial kind of setting, and she refers to them as her brothers. I know in Japanese you can refer to, like, any person of the opposite sex, or, like, you can refer to any, like, male person slightly older than you as your brother. That's, like, that doesn't mean they're your brother. That just means they're a slightly older man. But in this context, it was clear that she was talking about them as her family. And I found that very, very yucky. I don't like sibling stuff. I don't know why they included that. We also never heard the end of the King of the Lamps story. And I was very interested to see, did he grant all 1,000 wishes? Why did the story cut to the weird vampire incest? I really don't know. And I'm very, very unhappy about it. But moving on to happier things. I read volume 2 of, this one does have an English, Tell Me Dear Butler. Japanese is Oshiete Shitsuji-kun. This volume 2 was so much better than volume 1, and volume 1 was already so good. I really love it. I love this series so much. This series follows the questionable relationship between our female lead Kikyo, who is the, like, rich only daughter of a conglomerate, and her butler. She has been in love with her butler ever since they first met, really, and he has what kind of feelings for her? We don't know. That's what the story is about, okay? And it's just really funny. It's fun to watch her be, like, completely delusional over him because she's a 16-year-old girl with no relationship experience. It's just really fun to watch her, like, be delusional about him. And he is trying to, like, teach her how to be, like, a good person while also, like, keep her weirdness in check. And it's very, very funny. Volume 2 I liked a lot more because we learned a lot more of his feelings just about everything. We follow him a lot more. It's very funny. There's one specific scene. I'm not going to spoil anything for this one. There's one specific scene in this one that was just so funny so out of character for him, but maybe it was in character and it was just letting us learn more about him. Because typically we only see him as like a proper butler, prim and proper. We see him in this volume off the clock, like doing things for himself. And it was so funny. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm really hoping that one goes on for a long time because I'm going to be very sad if it ends abruptly. Okay, I have 2 more to talk about. One I did not like and one I loved. And I'm trying to decide if I want to end on a good or a bad note. Let's end on a good note. So next one is the one I didn't like, which is Phantom Busters. This was a library borrow. And I know this one is pretty loved because when I talked about how I didn't like it online, a lot of people were like, why? And I felt bad. I will say I don't think I've ever seen Ghostbusters, or if I did, I was a child. So I did not make the connection in my head that Phantom Busters is kind of similar to Ghostbusters in terms of silliness. I didn't think. But Phantom Busters is about 4 boys who all like group up to bust some phantoms, basically. I'm not going to do the best job of recapping this just because I didn't really like it all that much. But basically, the boy on the cover cannot see ghosts, but he can eat them. And then this guy here is just like super smart. This guy here can see ghosts, but he doesn't like them. And this guy is just, I don't even remember, but he's a part of the story. Again, I'm not going to do a good job because I didn't love it. And I'm sorry about that. The reason I didn't like it, I found it just to be a little bit silly. I found a lot of the comedy came from like facial expressions and some over the top stuff. And personally, I don't like that. Even in my shoujo manga, if comedy is meant to be derived from over exaggerated facial expressions, usually I don't like it. Like I won't even read it because I can't. So it's nothing against this. It's just something I really don't like personally. I did like the ghosts in this one, which is why I'm kind of sad I didn't like it, because the various ghosts that we saw, I found to be very interesting. I really do like supernatural stories, and that's why I picked it up originally, because I thought it would be like a serious kind of darker in tone supernatural story about these 4 high school boys coming together to bust some ghosts. I just found it to be a little bit too silly in tone for me to be able to enjoy, and that's just my opinion. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying I personally couldn't get into it, which is very sad. I really did like the final chapter with the guy I don't really remember. Where is he? This guy. I did like his chapter, even though I don't really remember him that well, because his interaction with the ghost I found to be very interesting. I thought it was cool. But we follow this glasses guy. He's like coming back from England and he's so smart and I could never live here. And I just found him to be kind of a party pooper. I didn't like him. I understand like it's a comedy and they all work together to match each other's like silliness and bad quirks with their good quirks. Like I fully get it. Just I found him to be insufferable. I did not like him. So yeah. I liked the ghosts. Didn't like the boys, unfortunately. And my last read was Natsume's Book of Friends. I'm always going to like this one. This one was very sweet. I actually did an order for a Natsume figure because I like it that much. But yeah, this one, it's just very cute. I like it. What can I say? Natsume's Book of Friends is a story that follows our boy Natsume. We can see him in the kimono on the cover here. Is that a kimono? Yeah. In the kimono on the cover here, he is able to see yokai. And he, at first, really disliked his ability to see yokai because it kind of ostracized him from everybody around him. Because if you see a child being like, there's a ghost over there, and you can't see that ghost, you're not going to believe the child. And he had to deal with that all growing up, very, very sad. So he really didn't like the yokai. But now he's learned that his grandmother, like, bequeathed him, I guess, this Book of Friends, which is a book featuring many, many, many different yokais' names. He's taken it upon himself to give back all of those names. And on his journey to give back the names, he like makes kind of friends with the yokai. He's able to understand them more. He kind of is able to let some of his like content for them go. And it's nice to watch. It's a very calming, very healing story. Every chapter features a different yokai usually. So it's very episodic. And It's just nice. In this volume, there are a lot more human characters than usual. Usually it has more yokai characters than anything. We see a lot more humans in this volume, and it was very interesting because we see Natsume be like, well, I can speak to yokai and I can speak to humans, so maybe I can be a bridge between them and like we can work something out, like understanding wise. And it was just nice. And I liked it a lot. And that's everything that I read. I did start a new light novel. I haven't finished any, but I started a new one. And that's because I really like series like this, where it's like a fantasy romance. However, fantasy vocabulary is hard, okay? It's not easy. And sometimes I don't want to have to reach for my dictionary all the time while I'm reading. So I'm reading a different one just so that like I can feel smart, because I feel silly when I'm trying to read something in Japanese and I'm like, I don't understand any of these words, haha. So I'm reading something now where I do understand like 99% of the words, so I can just get a little bit of confidence back so I can go back to my hard book. And yeah, that's everything I've been reading.